Prince straight up called 50 a complete hypocrite, claiming if Big Meech is really a snitch, then 50 might as well have a badge. Now Jay Prince is allegedly out here throwing threats at 50 Cent, warning him to quit dragging Big Meech's name, or else, and knowing how 50 moves, he's definitely not gonna let this slide quietly.
Prince called 50 a complete hypocrite, saying that if Big Meech is a snitch, then 50 is basically a cop. Ouch!
Jay Prince might have just messed with the wrong dude this time, because everybody knows 50 doesn't back down from drama. But here's the kicker. Jay Prince isn't exactly squeaky clean himself. His past is messy, like really messy. We're talking shady dice games, rumors of extortion, and some folks even claim he and his son had a hand in what happened to Takeoff.
Can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect. You know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but
that's heavy stuff. And you better believe 50's got plenty of ammo to fire back with if he wants to expose Prince's sketchy dealings. Matter of fact, 50's already clapped back subtly on IG, dropping hints to remind everyone just how ruthless he can be.
You know what's a sucker to me? A sucker is a who pick who he fight with.
Right.
Like if you sitting and you go, oh, I'm not going because this.
I won't fuck with him, but I with this one.
Yeah, I think I can take him.
Right.
You want to fight the you think you can beat.
And I called Jay Prince in them out. I'm saying,
He didn't say nothing to whack. So when you come talking to me, I feel like you're very selective. This is exactly what I meant last week when I was talking about street is being selective.
If Prince keeps pressing his luck, 50 might air out everything. And I mean everything. When someone tries to come for 50, you know he never lets it slide. But what's really up with Jay Prince? Why is he suddenly jumping into Big Meech's beef?
Maybe we need to change the word for the youngsters. The checking in part, you know, is they seem to get hung up on that word checking in.
Yeah.
So if we could diversify that word and bring it up to a 2021 thing.
Right. What's the word, OG? What's the word?
Maybe we may want to tell them they need to get connected.
You know
what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe that's the proper word, connected, properly connected, or whatnot.
Yeah, they getting tripped up on the semantics.
Yeah, they get stuck. I mean, right there you stuck. So then you stuck on stupid, right?
Yeah.
You're stuck on stupid, and you're not using your powers or access to powers that you have. You're looking at it as a negative versus a positive. You know, we all know if you can tap into good people wherever you go.
Wherever, yeah.
But I mean, it's a blessing, Rip.
Real talk.
Real talk. Who want to have access to power and not use it?
Did he actually threaten 50? Or is he about to regret poking the most petty dude in hip-hop? Let's dive into it. In case you missed it, 50 Cent is still pressing Big Meech over those snitch accusations, and he's showing zero signs of slowing down. But hold up, because 50 ain't the only one throwing shade right now. Recently, rapper Top 5 hopped on social media and put Big Meech on blast for sliding into his DMs.
I'm gonna answer a few of y'all questions, then I'm gonna have to go about my business. You can see I'm just relaxing, letting God's air blow on my face in a sucker-free environment.
In a spicy video, he straight up labeled Meech a rat and openly tagged 50, saying, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMs before I crash out, big screech. And of course, 50 didn't waste a second hopping in on the drama, quickly resharing Top 5's video to troll Meech even harder. It looks like Big Meech might want to lay low because between Top 5 shots and 50's non-stop trolling.
So I had a dude call me, right? And that Junior been having some going on down there in Houston, bro. We got the media team in here. So it's an inside month. Now this month, he's the one that's tied to the dude that makes the loaded dice. Right? Check the play out. all entertainers, when you go to Houston, stay away from J. Prince Jr. There's a whole play going on. Here go the play right here. The play is a loaded dice. Now I'm gonna talk about something. Let me see if y'all catch up with to what I'm saying. The entertainer invites him in, act like he's covering for him, hanging out, everything is cool. Let's go here, let's go there, let's go here, let's go there. He introduces the dice game. He got 3 right, who rotate the dice. Now these dice is loaded. Tell me it's a Wolf, Big Caprice, and watch this, and Little Cam are the loaded dice rotators, right? He said, what? There was a situation that occurred that a certain jeweler around and got past the dice on accident and was hitting all them for a couple hundred. They got irritated about that. I ain't gonna go too far into that story because, right? Boom. The only way they could get their money back was however their money back. He said, but Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice are the 3 designated to say I'm up, I got the next, and they pass the dice to each other, but they loaded, but they shooting against them up whoever's in town, the entertainer. Right? They say J. Prince Jr., he get 30% of whatever the take is.
Things are about to get extra messy. 50 even added a savage caption joking, he probably wanted to borrow some money from you, gangsta. LOL. While most people in the industry are smart enough to stay far away from the drama, J. Prince just couldn't help but dive right into the chaos.
Entertainers, beware of with J. Prince Jr. when he talking about let's go shoot some dice. Because the loaded dice crew of 3 Lil Cam, Wolf, and Big Caprice. We know Lil Cam in there because I believe somehow, some way he was caught up in the dice situation. Rest in peace, Takeoff. I don't know what's going on. But what I do know this, J. Prince Jr. got a whole thing that when y'all come into town, hold on, bro. Didn't they say 5th Ward earlier that day shooting dice?
Yep. That's a fact. That word been out, Wack. That word been out. We been out that memo.
And then, so this have been getting hit all day, and it got to the point at the thing with Quavo like, that is the dice. If you're a motherfucking artist, entertainer, and you been down there to Houston with the hosting of J. Prince Jr., and that led you to a dice game, and you was getting hit for all your shit, and you remember 3 by the name of Big Caprice, Wolf, or Lil Cam, y'all need to get on J. Prince Jr. bumper because it was a lineup. Y'all need to holler at that because his people done told me inside, he said, what? We the one give him the mother loaded dice.
Who goddamn Quavo was arguing with before he walked off?
I think the argument was about the dice.
He recently hopped onto Instagram stories to throw some serious shade, accusing 50 Cent of using Big Meech just for clout. J. Prince wasn't even part of this beef to begin with, but he still decided to stir things up anyway. Word is, Prince dropped and then quickly deleted a messy post that said something like, Big Meech was worth over 100 million before prison. 50 used Meech's life to make money, threw him 5 million, and now he acts like he built the entire BMF brand himself.
That's the jeweler that got doing the Boosie dice game. Ooh, yep. So he was shooting against Boosie and he got past the loaded dice. So, his name was Duke the jeweler. They said Boosie set him up. Now your story makes more sense. He died with all his jewelry on. Lil Cam was shooting that night when Takeoff died too. They're saying DJ Pat Bullet was a bullet that Takeoff. Also, Cam was the one shooting dice, so he had the loaded dice. Now, for Boosie, they must have switched the dice up. Either they was gonna have no, Boosie was supposed to have the loaded dice, and they must have switched it, gave it to the wrong.
But wait, there's even more tea. According to some insiders, J Prince isn't just talking, he's allegedly making shady moves behind the scenes, hinting he might send people after 50 to quiet him down. That's some bold stuff right there. But if Prince thought threats would scare off 50, he's got another thing coming. Because 50 is letting everyone know loud and clear he's not the one to mess with. He recently fired back, warning that J Prince and his crew can try whatever sneaky tricks they want, but they'll never, ever take him out of the game.
Said it exactly. You 60. You 60. What are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all niggas. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Whack 100 was the most disrespectful. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat the shit 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I ain't hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your
50 just dropped a savage clip from Training Day, sending a clear message. No matter what threats come his way, he's built different, and nobody can intimidate him. He even captioned it bluntly, "Get the message." Now fans are roasting J Prince, warning he better stay out of this drama because he definitely does not want to end up on 50's bad side and have all his shady business blasted online.
Can y'all elaborate on Dice Game when it's tied to y'all?
I know people were associating me with that jeweler situation because I went to LaBusa pool party and he happened to be there and he happened to be standing on me. I mean, right next to me. The truth is, I never met him before. I had no idea who he is. I didn't even know he was a jeweler until after his passing. And then the night of that game isn't the night that he got leaving Boosie concert the next night because somebody tried to rob him. So, you know, the internet play internet games. But this is a situation with a dude that I didn't even know. I ain't know his name. I had no knowledge of him. I ain't know he was from Chicago. I ain't know he was a jeweler until social media started trying to point a finger because he was standing next to me, and it's just unfortunate that something transpired after another Dice game, but neither incidents had anything to do with a Dice game.
Now, if you haven't heard of J Prince, he's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's most legendary labels. J Prince loves to flex and calls himself the king of Houston, walking around like he runs the whole city. He even has this reputation for acting as unofficial security whenever big-name rappers hit H-Town, supposedly making sure nothing happens to them.
Another little screw out while we was gone, I got a call, you know what I mean, because the little homie young boy place got broke into. People went in his place, disrespected different things, and you know, I got a call about it. And the little homies that went into this place want to make that right because they understand that, you know what I mean, young boy family is okay with me. And as you can see, homie, to make a long story short, I got your keys to your Rolls Royce. I got your keys to your McLaren. You know, all that they took. And the homie, Shakur, what you got, homie?
You got your Rolls Royce umbrellas. You got your keys. You got a bunch of other shit. So get in contact with us, bro. Get your shit back, man.
All good. Waiting on you.
But here's the real tea. Plenty of folks aren't buying this whole protection routine. Word on the street is J Prince and his son Jazz might be pulling a slick extortion scheme behind the scenes. And if you think that's sketchy, there's even more shady stuff going down. Allegedly, they host these rigged dice games in Houston, where rappers get set up for big losses so Prince's crew can score easy money. No wonder people think J Prince is playing dirty. And if he keeps pressing 50, his secret hustle might get blown wide open.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing, when you're dealing with older people, they're the last to know that things have changed. We not your lord. Like, the way you talking, I don't get what you mean. We're not your little niggas. Like, for real, all that big homie stuff, that's for little niggas. Little niggas have big homies. We're not little So we don't even respect big homies. I know it doesn't. And for me, I never respected in the streets. That's why I always got the problems I got. You would tell me, Mace, chill. No, chill for what? Who is this? That's how I feel listening to this, man. Like, I want to respect you, but I can't. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if I got a little, like the dudes that raised me, if I was out of pocket, they would tell me I'm out of pocket. They wouldn't let me put them on a crash out mission. They would say, yo, Mace, listen. Around here, we don't send us to do nothing for us. We don't pay to handle our problems. You got to put in your own work around here, Lord, man. That's what you were supposed to tell them. You can't go out here and talk crazy and then send me on a mission. Nah, this is where the game got messed up when young started sending old niggas out. And just because this little ignorant got a few dollars, he make all of you that's supposed to be real run after his mission. This is a problem, Jay Prince. And I'm going to tell you like this. If you're 60 years old and you're trying to be a street nigga, you failed. You failed. You failed.
These shady rumors got even louder after the tragic loss of Takeoff. But here's the thing. Takeoff wasn't the first victim after one of Jazz Prince's sketchy dice nights. Just a couple months before, Chicago's own Duke the Jeweler hit big, walking away with a massive $100,000 payout. But his luck didn't last. He was ambushed, robbed, and tragically shot down before he could even reach his car. When Takeoff was killed, fans immediately started blaming Quavo, arguing he should have known better than to hang around Jay Prince and the Mob Ties crew, especially after what happened to Duke just 2 months earlier.
Hey, I don't want no friends, I don't want no new relationships. All that pussy, hey, I don't respect none of that shit, man. If you got something for me, man, they got plenty of niggas around me you could call. Man, nigga, it's plenty ways you could get in touch with me. Man, don't get on no internet and do nothing publicly. Don't do nothing dealing with no publicity, none of that pussy and shit. And I'm good on them keys, gangster. When you buy shit cash, two keys come with the car anyway. Mind your f***ing business, man.
With all the dark rumors surrounding the Prince family, fans felt Quavo should have kept a safe distance from them. Now, as for the man accused of pulling the trigger, Patrick Xavier Clark, he's officially been indicted by a grand jury for Takeoff's murder. But shockingly, there's still no trial date set, even though it's been almost 3 years since the tragedy went down. And here's where things get extra suspicious. Literally 1 day after Patrick Xavier Clark got arrested, he somehow managed to cough up a whopping $1 million for bail and was placed on house arrest. Fans are convinced something sketchy is going on behind the scenes, wondering just how Clark found that much cash so quickly and who's really pulling the strings. Fast forward to November 2023, and suddenly the rules got totally flipped upside down. Patrick Xavier Clark isn't even on house arrest anymore. He doesn't have to wear an ankle monitor, nothing. All he's got to do now is follow a curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. And believe it or not, that's not even the craziest part. According to official court documents, Clark is strictly forbidden from contacting any witnesses, victims, or Takeoff's family. And weirdly enough, this includes Jay Prince Jr. Even more suspicious, the court specifically banned Clark from reaching out to Jay Prince Sr. in any way. Fans can't help but side-eye this whole shady situation, because how does someone accused of murder go from tight house arrest to practically walking free with just a nighttime curfew? And why in the world hasn't this trial started yet? Almost 3 years after Takeoff's tragic death, it's starting to look like somebody powerful is pulling strings behind the scenes. And now we've got another wild twist. Patrick Xavier Clark is standing firm on his innocence, refusing to budge an inch. His attorney, Letitia Quinones Hollins, just dropped a bombshell to Rolling Stone, boldly claiming her client didn't fire the shots that killed Takeoff. But she didn't just stop there. She's now putting the investigators themselves on blast, accusing them of shady tactics. It sounds like this case is about to get even messier. Clark's lawyer isn't playing games. She's already calling out investigators over the so-called evidence they're trying to pin on Clark. According to her, the video footage and ballistic reports they're pushing just don't add up, and she's ready to rip their entire case apart the moment the trial starts. She straight up told Rolling Stone there was someone else who started the shooting. It was not Patrick Clark. He was in the same position as Takeoff, just trying to get out alive. He had nothing to do with the argument, just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when the shots popped off. But let's circle back to those sketchy dice game rumors involving Jay Prince, because some heavy hitters have been talking about this for a minute. Whack 100 himself put Jay Prince's son on blast, claiming he's been running loaded dice scams on rappers who roll into Houston. Whack 100 didn't hold back either. He warned artists loud and clear to steer clear of Jazz Prince's shady dice games, calling them nothing but a straight-up scam. With insiders openly accusing the Princes of setting rappers up, it seems like this shady hustle could soon blow up in their faces. Whack 100 even went so far as to hint that Quavo and Takeoff might have gotten mixed up in some shady dealings, which potentially sparked the tragic events that led to Takeoff's heartbreaking death. But Whack didn't stop at dragging the Prince family. He brought Lil Boozy straight into the mess too. He openly accused Boozy of playing a role in the dice game scam that ultimately led to Duke the Jeweler's deadly ambush. And when Jazz Prince finally spoke out about all these heavy accusations, he wasted no time shutting it all down. Jazz straight up denied even knowing Duke the Jeweler, claiming he had no connection whatsoever. He also insisted his infamous dice nights had absolutely nothing to do with Duke's murder or Takeoff's. Jazz brushed off every single accusation as nothing more than wild gossip. But with all the fingers pointing his way, it doesn't look like these shady rumors are disappearing anytime soon. But those shady rumors surrounding Jay Prince don't stop there. People have been whispering about him running extortion schemes for years, and now those whispers are turning into full-blown headlines. Like that messy situation in July 2020 when NBA YoungBoy got straight up robbed in Houston. Jay Prince's crew allegedly pulled up at YoungBoy's Airbnb, and they weren't playing around. They snatched his flashy chains and even swiped the keys to his $350,000 Bentley. But instead of keeping it low-key, these guys were bold enough to film themselves breaking in and posing with YoungBoy's stolen goods, including a white Bentley, a Rolls Royce, and even a flashy 2020 McLaren GT. Then they posted the whole thing on social media for everyone to see. Here's where things get even sketchier. The thieves didn't just steal YoungBoy's stuff to flex. They demanded a hefty $30,000 ransom to return everything. Fans immediately thought this was another one of Jay Prince's classic extortion plays. And Prince himself only fueled those rumors when he jumped on Instagram, bragging openly about having YoungBoy's chains and keys. Jay Prince even invited YoungBoy publicly to come pick them up, leaving everyone convinced he was straight up taunting him and basically confirming the extortion. But YoungBoy wasn't falling for any of Jay Prince's shady tricks. He quickly saw right through the scheme and clapped back hard, calling Prince out for being a sketchy character who uses the whole checking in thing as a disguise to shake rappers down when they step foot in Houston. And YoungBoy definitely ain't the only rapper fed up with Jay Prince and his manipulative games. Cameron and Mace recently hopped in to throw shade too, accusing Prince of lining YoungBoy up for that robbery and even calling him out for letting his golden boy Drake get humiliated by Kendrick Lamar. Cam and Mace's beef with Jay Prince actually started because Prince tried pulling his usual strong-arm tactics, attempting to pressure them into easing off their criticism of New Jersey boxer Shakur Stevenson. And guess who manages Shakur? None other than Jay Prince himself. Fans think Prince was just salty because Cam and Mace refused to back down and instead exposed him for trying to bully anyone who stands up to his shady moves. Cam and Mace made it crystal clear on their show they were not impressed by Stevenson's latest title defense, and they weren't afraid to say it. But Jay Prince wasn't about to let that slide, hopping right onto Instagram to drop a slick threat. Prince boldly posted, "Numbers don't lie, haters do. Let these haters keep claiming Shakur is boring and nobody watches him. Sorry to break it to you, but it's only a small group of haters running their mouths. ESPN ratings don't lie. He's had the #1 ratings for any fight this year and top 3 ratings since 2022. And to all you haters trying to take this beef outside the ring, remember, I'm Shakur's manager, and I handle all his business outside the ring too. So Cam and Mace, trust me when I say I'll fade all his shots and take all bets." But even after Prince's tough guy talk, Cam and Mace didn't flinch. Instead, they kept roasting Jay Prince relentlessly, clowning him publicly for still acting like some street boss despite his big age. They basically told Prince to sit down, stop fronting, and act his age. Clearly, Cam and Mace have no intention of backing down, no matter how many threats Jay Prince sends their way. Fans can't help but roast Jay Prince for even thinking about stepping up to 50 Cent. especially with his shady reputation. People are straight up clowning Prince, saying he already has way too many suspicious rumors attached to his name to even dream of starting a beef with someone like 50, whose whole career is built on exposing shady business. If 50 Cent decides to fully come for J. Prince, things could get real ugly real quick. From those sketchy dice games to alleged extortion schemes, 50 will have more than enough ammunition to drag Prince's entire life through the mud. And knowing 50, he's not just going to expose him, he's going to turn Prince's shady history into a full-on movie. But what do you think about J. Prince jumping headfirst into this Big Meech drama and allegedly threatening 50 Cent? Is he making a huge mistake, or does he actually have a legit point here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And before you go, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with your friends. Stay locked in for more juicy drama, and I'll catch you in the next one.